Hello everyone, thanks for joining me for another video. What is a consensus mechanism in blockchain? Let's take a look at this definition here. Do you know the missing words? Pause the video and try to fill in the missing words in the comments below. Okay, so a consensus mechanism is the process that blockchains use to agree on the state of the ledger. Because there's no central authority, participants need a way to decide which transactions are valid and which version of the blockchain is the real one. Okay, here is an analogy that might help us better understand. Consensus mechanisms work like GPS systems finding the best route. Multiple satellites provide information, and even if some give different data, the system uses established algorithms to determine the correct path. In the same way, a blockchain can still reach agreement even if some participants are dishonest or make mistakes, because the consensus rules keep everyone aligned. Now, let's see how the phrase consensus mechanism is used in English. Here are four common situations. So, giving a general explanation, comparing and contrasting, discussing the functional use, and explaining its business implications. These are situations that you might have to use this term in English, and we need to know exactly how to do that and what it means, right? Let's go through them one by one. So, let's start with the general explanation. Bitcoin and Ethereum use different consensus mechanisms. All right. So this is just a simple high-level statement. If I want to make a comparison, I might say something like Sybil resistance and chain selection are two major components of consensus mechanisms but offer different functions. So here, we're directly comparing a couple of pieces, a couple of components or parts of the consensus mechanism. If we want to make a sentence that is focused on the function, we might say the consensus mechanism ensures that all participants agree on the same version of the blockchain. Okay, this sentence highlights what it actually does, right? And finally, for business or industry context, we might say something like, choosing the right consensus mechanism can affect scalability, security, and energy efficiency. This kind of sentence shows how the term appears in the real-world decision-making, so depending on the context, the phrase can be used in a variety of situations. All right, now it's your turn. We're going to do a quick activity called gap fill. Here's how it works. I'll give you a sentence, and there's a word that is missing. It is your job to put the right word in the sentence. This will help you understand the concept a bit more, and it will also help you to develop your language skills. Okay, ready? Let's start with the first one. So here we have the directions here. Choose the missing word for the sentence. Okay. And then we have a few choices here. We have state, block, and network. What we need to do is we need to read the sentence, and then we need to pause the video and choose one of these three words here that best completes the sentence. Okay, go ahead and do that. And pause the video. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. So, a consensus mechanism is the process that blockchains use to agree on the... Do we get it? The state of the ledger. The state of the ledger, right? Okay, now once they agree, some other things happen, but that's where we're at now, all right? Here we go. How many of you got it right? Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you got that right, okay? Okay, here on to the next one here. So consensus mechanisms make sure that no one can spend the same twice. So which one do they make sure that they cannot spend the same as something twice? Is it a node, a token, or a key? Go ahead and pause the video right there and write your answers in the comment below. All right, so a consensus mechanism. Make sure that no one can spend the same token twice. Right, fantastic. Now, if you got number 2 correct here, go ahead and give me maybe a high five or a clapping emoji, something like that there in the comments below to let me know that we're on track, okay? All right, one more, only one more here, right? So we want to choose the missing word again. It says choosing the right consensus mechanism can affect scalability, security, and efficiency. Which word is missing there? Is it energy, mining, or storage? Go ahead and pause the video and let's know your answer in the comments below there. Okay, so choosing the right consensus mechanism can affect scalability, security, and energy efficiency. All right, go ahead and give a heart emoji if you got all 3 of those correct. Fantastic. We're rolling here. We're rolling. We're learning. If not, don't worry. We're in the early stages here. Don't worry. We're going to get better at this as we go. We're going to become more fluent at Web3 and blockchain, and we're going to get the ball rolling and keep it rolling. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much for watching this explainer. If you want to go deeper, check out the full explainer. The link is in the description below. And also you'll find lessons, more concept explainers, and also we have quizzes on some of our lessons that you can take. So to test your understanding there. All right. See you in the next video.